Give it a second. I believe we're live, and I'm going to wait for it to show up on my laptop. And all the folks at home are going to be really proud of me because I've been talking about this for like 3 months and never pulled the trigger.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Wow.
And make sure the volume. Okay. It's lagging a little bit. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
No, we're good. We're good. Boys, we're live. We're live.
We are live.
That's the first hurdle. That's all we needed.
Let's go.
This is very exciting. I'm very proud of myself. And all the people watching are going to be very proud of me because I've been talking again about this forever. But welcome back to the Bum. Crazy new setup for people watching at home right now. I'm still working. I know it's kind of clunky background and all that. I'll make it look prettier. I promise eventually. But I'm Wyatt. That's Jake as always. But we have very special guests here. And I've had them on my podcast before. They are new to the Bum. I'm going to allow you guys to introduce yourselves. What's going on? Who are you? Why are you here? What's up?
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be the first guest. Like, it's a big accomplishment and something I should be proud of. But me and Connor run a college basketball hot and cold pot. We're college basketball guys. We love the NCAA tournament. I'm a Kentucky fan. He's an Indiana fan. So we're at each other's necks every day. It's a good time. So if you guys, you can find in Cold Podcast. And Connor, introduce yourself.
Thanks. The IU fan, the good one. Obviously, I'm the kind of the fan favorite of our little show. But thanks for having us. Happy to come back, Wyatt. I know last time we talked, you basically let me go on some rants. Hopefully, I could do that again. Hopefully, I could feel vindicated for the one rant that I went on. So, ready to get going.
Yeah, so first of all, we're going to get into a lot of college basketball here today. But we open up every show with a bum of the day. Jake usually comes up with him as I bring it up right now. I have one prepared. So let's see if I can do this too. Boom. Look at me. Genius producer. We don't need no help. So for a bum of the day is it could be positive, negative, whatever. Just anything that's like topical, comes to your mind, something you want to get off your chest. Someone you want to highlight, make fun of, whatever. My bum of the day is the Garin Catholic Golden Eagles, 3A semi-state champions. I coach tennis there. We're going to state. They're going to state. So shout out to the boys. Fun team to watch. Making it a state. They play on Saturday against Northwood. I believe a bunch of bums at Northwood. We're going to kick their ass. I don't know if I can say that, but we're going to kick their ass. It's going to be great. So shout out to the Garin Catholic boys. They're fun to watch. A scrappy team. Like they're a team that doesn't really have that star that's going to drop 30 points a game, but just like disciplined, scrappy,
just a bunch
good
of
defense. Yeah. A lot of good players out there. Fun to watch. So I want to shout them out. They are my collective bum of the day. Jake, what do you have? And you guys can give one as well if you guys want to think of one.
My bum of the day is like Wyatt just said. I just came up with this on the spot as you brought it up. Tobin Anderson.
Yeah.
Of Fairleigh Dickinson. Hoppin' Iona. Wasting no time after that win. Hoppin' Iona, within the hour after the second loss?
Yeah.
After the second round lost?
I still don't.
I love it.
I get it for him. Like, I just don't understand the whole premise of like, all right, they won a game. This happens every year. Like, anytime a Cinderella team makes a run, they're like, oh, this coach is good. Let's hire them.
It was also crazy because like Fairleigh Dickinson was just not supposed to be in the tournament.
Yeah.
At all. Like, didn't even win their own
This
conference.
dude didn't win whatever the conference was, the Northeast Conference, something like that, the NEC.
Was it?
He didn't.
I think so. Yeah.
He didn't even win
He
that
didn't
conference.
win it.
And
It was Merrimack's spot.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
And then Iona's like, you know what? That's our guy. Second place in the NEC.
I love it. I hope he takes that program. I'm putting out there now. I'm an Iona fan now. I am an Iona fan till we see what he does with the program. If it crashes and burns, I never said this.
He's a weird dude. He's a weird dude. Weird dude. And I can't decide if he's a good coach or not.
I mean, he outcoached Matt Painter that game, but
you and I could have outcoached Matt Painter that game.
Yeah, that's not
That's not hard to do.
hard to do that day.
Yeah.
correct. You're right. I mean, but still, I mean, to go in
Yeah.
there and yeah.
Yes, yeah,
But
good
Tobin
for him.
Anderson, he's my guy.
That's the bum of the day. How about you guys? Got any bum of the days?
Connor, you want to go first? I have one.
Go ahead, Sam. You got one. Go ahead.
You said it. It can be anything for
Yeah,
bum of the day.
anything you want.
Anything. I'm going Ed Cooley. Kind of to piggyback off him. He gave me the idea. Ed Cooley jumping from Providence to Georgetown. People are calling it a lateral move. It started one of the best Twitter beefs I've ever seen in college basketball. Dave Portnoy versus Jeff Good for 2 days straight, just going at each other's necks, calling each other morons, and but it was great. It was fantastic, and I want to thank Ed Cooley for starting that Twitter beef because I love that.
Shout out Ed Cooley.
I like it.
All right, what you
I
got,
guess
Connor?
I guess I'm going to stay on the trend, and I'll just go Patino
There
to
you go.
St. John.
Yeah.
Got them all.
And
Yeah.
I want to shout him out because he came out and he's got a bunch of questions from that press conference, and he wanted to make sure that he said that he runs a clean program, and I was like, okay, that's cool, clean program. So
Yeah.
shout out to St. John's. They're gonna have they're back on the map and probably gonna have the cleanest program in college basketball. No issues, no
100%.
recruiting violations. None
I'm
of
sure,
that stuff.
I'm sure they won't be. Rick Pitino won't be paying for sex for his college.
No,
players.
more
I'm
of
sure
that.
that won't be
Of course
happening.
not.
Well,
He's learned his lesson.
yeah, the NIL can now pay for the sex.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
They probably get
There you
NIL deals. They can just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
Which-
problem. Actually, Rick Pitino might be in the best position possible with this new and ideal stuff happening.
Yeah.
He can break all the rules, but it's really not breaking the rules.
Exactly. Yeah, St. John's gonna be sponsored by Trojan here soon. She's gonna have it's gonna be Trojan
some
court,
sort of loop
like in the
brand.
middle of the court. It's gonna be crazy.
He's preaching
All right,
player safety with that deal.
Exactly. Before we get into the Sweet 16 matchups, we need to talk about last weekend. The highlights. So, Connor, was your rant that proved to be very correct about Purdue losing early. I don't think when we said that, no one expected it to be as early as it was. My takeaway from the whole weekend with Purdue and IU obviously lost to Miami in the round of 32. Less embarrassing of a loss, but still not what you want to see. I have the takeaway. I'm worried that Indiana basketball, not like Indiana Hoosiers, but just Indiana basketball in general, has lost our magic. They say in 49 states it's just basketball. It might just be basketball here. I think it's just basketball, and I'm worried about that. What do you guys think?
It's a fair point. I mean, the last time IU even advanced to the round of 32 was like 2016, I think. And Purdue just keeps falling on their face every year. I think they've lost to like a 13, a 16, and a 15 in the last 3 years. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. The rivalry in general is just kind of they had a chance to like put themselves on the map here. The top two Big Ten teams, if they made a run, if they both get to the Elite Eight or something. Instead, they both kind of fall on their face and fall short. So it's not going in the right direction at all.
It's sad. It's just a sad state of affairs. Like, what was our last Final Four? Butler?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if Butler's the one just holding the crown for us, then what are we doing here? We can't claim to be like this basketball hub. Yeah, we got some big gyms. Cool. No one's going to go watch if we're bad product.
I think it's just more. I think this is going to hurt Purdue a lot. I think Purdue is going to be hurting for a while after this one. I think IU is more even keeled because I don't know. Hutchefino's, I'm guessing, going to leave. Trace is going to be gone. But Indiana's always recruited better than Purdue. And I think Woodson's actually a lot better of a coach than any coach IU's had in the past 2 decades. So I think IU might be okay. Purdue might be in the shitter.
Yeah.
Purdue might be in the shitter.
The problem with Purdue, I think, is the spin zones have been incredible on Twitter. I kind of love it. Oh,
yeah.
They're like, when they start saying it's just a game, like they're just kids, that's when you're broken as a fan.
Yeah.
Greatest
when,
tweet I've ever seen.
You have nothing. You have nothing left. But the one I keep seeing is like, oh, like we were this good, like made the number one in the country at one point in a rebuild, which
Oh,
I
that
think
was
that's
the
it's terrible because
Yeah.
that's gonna backfire you if your rebuild is you have a bunch of young guys who just lost to a 16 seed. That emotionally damages you forever.
Forever.
Those guys who are young freshmen now are just going to have that in their back of their mind festering for their entire 4 years. It's going to linger with them. It's not like they had a bunch of seniors where they can graduate and then just like clean slate. This is a new group of guys. Let's forget about that. Now the narrative with this team for the next 3 years is, oh, it's the same guys who lost to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Mhm.
So
So
they're
like that-
running. They're gonna the narrative. They're gonna run it back. They're gonna have a year of experience. It's gonna be Virginia all over again. They're gonna say, well, they lose to a 16 this year. They're gonna win the title. They're gonna get Edey back. He's gonna be a National Player of the Year front runner again, and it's gonna be so annoying. Sam and I are not gonna fall for it. We've already talked
They're
about
gonna-
it. Like it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, like they'll be a top 5 preseason team, and everybody's going to be on them, like you said. If this all over again, that's why you got to take these notes now, and you can't forget about them next March Madness because they're just going to do the same thing. They're going to complete. What are they missing? The 14 seed. They haven't lost to that yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next. Yeah, they could go undefeated.
Is Edey going to stay?
If
I don't know why he
you
would
got to
leave.
get out. You got to get out though. I transfer. You don't have to stay.
Oh,
I don't think
that
he
would
can
be
stay at
crazy.
school, man.
Yeah, I think he should transfer to like IU.
Wait, he
That'd be so funny.
He didn't take a shot in the last like 8 minutes of that
They
game.
didn't attempt a 2-pointer in the last like 9 minutes and 42 seconds of the game.
How? That's the biggest hack job
Unreal.
in the world.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. I think I can do this. Shout out to our boy Meeks, A-lister in the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at this beautiful. Shout out Meeks. I love this so much. I feel like I have a new toy. I have a new toy. I can just click on stuff. Shout classic Big Ten appearance by the Indiana schools. At this point, our hope is like what? Either IU gets a bunch of people from the transfer portal. Like, what's our biggest hope for?
Well, they
Ain't it-
will.
Is it Notre Dame gets a fresh new coach? Isn't Bray gone? Maybe they get a fresh
They
new
could
coach.
get.
and
They're
make a run.
It's
going to go after
Shrewsbury, isn't it?
Shrewsbury. If they get
Is
Shrewsbury,
he the
they're
Penn
gonna be
State
good.
guy?
Oh, my
Yeah.
I like that. I like that move. I might just hop on like what's Ball State brewing in the MAC? Anything?
I
Like
don't think so.
I don't. I'm not up to date on my Ball State knowledge. so
and
I'm sorry
maybe
about
that's the problem. Maybe that's what we have to do. Like we just like we got to grasp at straws here. We're dead as an Indiana, like as a state of basketball. We're dead.
To expand on that for a minute, though, I said this as a joke in one of our group chats with a couple of buddies, mine and Wyatt. I said the Big Ten might just be a poverty program, might just be a poverty conference, and I'm starting to wonder if that's just true because every year it seems like we put in 7-8 teams, and 1, maybe 2 will make it to the Sweet 16. 0 usually make it to the Final Four, besides in the occasional Wisconsin, the occasional Michigan State, the occasional Michigan.
It's just a few good coaches
When you
will make a
have-
run.
When you have just like a group of teams that just beat the shit out of each other, and you say, "Oh, they're good. They just beat the crap out of each other in regular season." Are they all maybe just
Bad. Yeah.
and they just beat the shit out of each other in the regular season, and then they go to the SEC and they play these SEC, ACC schools, and they're like, "What do we do?"
Yeah. They might just be bad. I think that's where I'm at. I
Is
think
that
like
where I'm at?
I'm not even a fan of any of these schools, but as a Hoosier in the sense that I live here, I'm embarrassed by us as state because we can't keep claiming this like giant overarching idea that like we're the basketball state. We haven't done shit. We haven't done shit about it.
Haven't done shit.
When was the last title overall? Was it IU?
Oh, 2.
02?
no,
yeah.
no, Indiana.
Michigan
yeah.
and State.
But I'm talking
No,
about
I'm talking
Indiana,
about
the
the state of
state.
Indiana. It's got to be IU's.
Connor, help me there.
IU
Yeah,
is-
80 was
IU
80.
is-
It's
Yeah.
87, right?
Yeah.
No, but
Purdue hasn't won one.
Yeah.
Notre Dame hasn't won one. ISU, Indiana State almost got one.
It's 80. It's got to be 87.
That's embarrassing.
They went to the Final Four in like 2002, I think, with Mike Davis. So that's the
Like
yeah, that's the
Butler,
closest.
Gordon
I
Hayward,
thought
half
Izzo-
court.
I thought Izzo had.
Ooh, yeah,
Izzo
Butler was there
definitely
too.
had. Oh, you're saying in state.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
talking
You're
about
saying
in the state.
All right, yeah.
What do we have to offer people? We had Romeo Langford one time. That was cool.
Are
Robbie
we gonna
Hummel.
count half course? What if we counted that?
Dude,
We could
Then we
count
make it
that.
2010.
I wish.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the record claiming that I'm glad he didn't make it, which I stand by that take.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy
Weird
take.
take.
I know a weird take, but I think if he makes that shot, there's no other moment in March history
That would top
that could top that. So we've peaked, and then it kind of takes a little of the fun out of it. Because I mean, Butler's right down the road. Like that's the greatest moment. And I would have been like too young to really appreciate it. And then the rest of my life, I'm just talking about that one shot. Now we can just fantasize about like what if. But now that Indiana basketball's dead, maybe I think he should have made it. He should go back in time.
I think IU will probably be a top 20 team next year.
I think they will be okay as long again the portal is very
Everything,
you know, it's volatile and you could either get a bunch of people or you could get no one, or you think you've got this great player coming in and he turns out he sucks. But I think they'll be okay. But going back to the Big Ten, there's a serious problem in the conference because one, the officiating, but you've seen it with the SEC. Nate Oates comes in, Musselman comes in. As much as people make fun of Rick Barnes comes into Tennessee. All these new coaches, they've got a bunch of new guys. The Big Ten, it's like it's the old boys club. Like Painter's still here. It's Izzo, which he's fine, but you've got McCaffrey. I mean, it's all these old coaches. Chris Collins finally did something at Northwestern, but all these coaches stay so much longer than they should. Like Greg Gard at Wisconsin, he should have been fired 2 years ago. He hasn't done anything. And that there's a problem that they don't fire as much flack as Indiana gets for firing coaches like all the time since Bobby Knight basically has been gone. At least they don't suffer in mediocrity. They try to like, you know, get something going. Like when Crean got fired, everybody lost their mind, but at least they knew where the program was going. They're like, this isn't working. We might as well just move on now. Let's try and find somebody else to maybe pick us up here and not let us fall into the deep end. We did. Archie Miller sucks.
Purdue's like the guy in the relationship that's holding on to the girlfriend for like 6 years when she treats him like shit, you know?
Yeah.
And
you're like, you know, like he doesn't think he can do better.
Right.
And all his friends are like, no, dude, like you're like an 8. You're like an 8, and she's not. Like you can do better. But he's like, no, but like at least I have a girlfriend now. Like I'm dating someone.
He's
it's
like
nice.
just super lonely all the time. He's like, I just need a girlfriend.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what I would do without it, so I don't know how.
That's what Purdue is. They're just holding on to him. They have to fire that guy.
He's got to go if they want to move past. That's how you clean the slate. You lose to Fairleigh Dickinson. You can't just let that linger. If they don't win the national championship next year, he's got to be fired because they're not going to fire him now. They would have done it already.
Championship or bust for you?
For Matt Painter.
For Painter? Yeah, that's championship.
Yeah, it's championship or bust.
I think they just have to maybe just win like a game or two in the tournament. It depends on how they finish the season. Because like if Edey goes down or something, and I mean, there's a lot of circumstances where excuses could be made for him. But
the excuses have been made forever. So it's like we can't just keep doing it.
It's true. It's true.
No, I agree, but just imagine the media backlash if they fire Matt Painter.
I don't think it would be that bad.
I don't think it'd be that bad.
Everyone's in the same boat besides Purdue people.
Because all right, they're gonna have a 2 seed, probably a 2 or 3 seed next year. If they return this entire roster, they're going to disappoint for sure. I'm not saying they won't. But they're going to have probably 27, 28 wins in the regular season. That's not fireable. And if
they're gonna win the Big Ten. They're gonna win the Big Ten next year.
They're going to win the Big Ten.
It's almost a guarantee that they win the Big Ten.
Okay, but you know, you can. So this is the first year that they've won the Big Ten tournament since what? 2000.
It's been a
2009.
They always lose in it. Yeah,
it's like probably 16 years, somewhere like that. I don't even know, but you can do well in the Big Ten. You can succeed in the Big Ten, but if you end up succeeding too much and you become a 1 seed and you lose to a 16 seed in the tournament after you just lost to a 13 and 15 seed the 2 years before, I mean that's
It's a culture
fireable.
thing. I think you
that's
just need a
fireable.
culture change. And I'm not saying he deserves to be
Yeah.
fired for like winning the Big Ten, doing all that. Like, yes, good job. Congrats. You also lost to a 16 seed and you perpetually lose early in the tournament when the goal of the college basketball season is to win national titles and go to Final Fours, especially if that's how Purdue fans talk. Like, we're supposed to go to Final Fours because we're that good of a program. Then do it or change something.
I
Like,
just
at
don't think
some
that's their
point-
goal. I think their administration is just like totally fine with whatever they do. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
Like just win some games and maybe we'll get lucky in the
Maybe.
tournament, go to the Sweet 16, and that's that. We're cool with that. Which is
think-
sad that the Big Ten as a
I'm not-
whole
yeah.
is like that.
Yeah.
All these coaches are just they're no pressure jobs at all, and it's crazy because if you coach somewhere else, if Painter was at Kentucky, if he was at IU, he would have been fired 3 years ago.
For
Painter
sure.
wouldn't
Well-
have lasted one season at Kentucky. They would have ran fast if they did that.
All right. Well, speaking of the Sweet 16, we're going to get into these matchups now. We're going to break them down. First and foremost, the first game on the slate is a Big Ten team, the only Big Ten team remaining. Shout out Big Ten. Izzo putting them on their back. Michigan State versus Kansas State. Michigan State obviously gets here by beating Marquette. Kansas State takes down Kentucky with our little short guy who Calipari refuses to learn his name, which is one of the more disrespectful things I've ever. You see this?
Yeah, the
Just
little guy.
call him the little guy?
That's
I
disrespectful.
mean, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I
Should have rolled with it. He apologized. I guess they talked and like he apologized.
Didn't like the apology at
He
all.
should have just
I would've-
he should have stuck
yeah.
with it. That was pretty weak.
do you think he knew his name or do you think he was intentionally not saying it?
Well, have you ever heard Cal talk?
I
He's
mean,
not
like,
very articulate. Like he's not like great with his. He didn't mean it as a slight.
Yeah.
But
I bet he did.
Italian.
I
He's
feel
this
like he did.
Italian guy just mincing words. Yeah, he didn't mean it as a slight. It definitely said. I know Cal speak by now. So
that's
Fair enough.
what do we think about this matchup? I personally am just gonna root for the little guy now. At this point, I want to just bury the Big Ten into the ground just because like it's hilarious. I honestly forget his name. Norvell?
I think it's Norwell.
Is it Norwell or
Is it-
Norvell?
Is it Norwell?
Wow,
Marquise
yeah.
Noel.
Well,
Yeah.
Noel.
Yeah.
I'm worse than Cal. I don't know his name, but that dude's
The
a
little guy.
baller.
Just call
That
it the
dude's-
little guy.
That dude's so fun to watch.
He is a
That
baller.
game was awesome. What do we think about this matchup? I'm leaning Kansas State. I think they're a slight favorite, but it's only like 2 points.
I think MSU is favorite.
Are they?
I think
Yeah, I think that's
Interesting.
what it
1.5.
is. Yeah.
MSU. Yeah.
Okay.
1.5. There you
But-
go.
Close to a pick 'em. What do you guys think about this game?
What do you want me? I'll go first. I
Go for it.
have. This is probably going to be my only bias today, but I've watched teams play after Kentucky, and they turn into the worst team that has ever played in tournaments. Give me Michigan State. I mean, they're going to have the Kentucky hangover. Noel is going to go 2 of 26, and Izzo's going to go to the Elite Eight.
Fair enough.
I want to disagree just for fun and for the sake of the show, but it's Izzo, and like Sam said, K-State. Whether he thinks, I mean, I don't know. They got pretty lucky against Kentucky. I love to see it. The step back threes that they made, the 30-foot threes they were shooting, it was great. Don't think that's very sustainable, and I think Kansas State does have a matchup advantage with Keontae Johnson, one of their best players. I don't think Michigan State has anyone to guard him, but yeah, give me Michigan State too. I think Izzo, the advantage in the coaching is ridiculous. Jerome Tang is nowhere near as good of a coach as Tom Izzo.
Yeah, but he's kind of sick, and he looks
He's
really
cool, though.
good. He looks
really
really
cool.
good in those colors. That purple looks really
Yeah.
good on him.
That video was
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
He
Him
looks.
dancing.
Yeah, no, he
That was a
looks
good video.
sweet. I love those colors, and he's the second best new coach in the country behind my guy Rodney Terry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm on the train that Rodney Terry is a better coach than Chris Beard. I'll say that. I mean, he's getting more out of this team. Just
Yeah,
saying.
right there.
Chris Beard would have choked early.
It's a good take. That's a good take.
Yeah, and probably a better dude. I don't know too much about his background, but arguably a better
Has to
dude.
be.
Just based off-
Has to be.
I mean, so the bar is low.
Hey, alleged.
Yeah, I'm guess he
Alleged.
wasn't ever
Allegedly.
he's allegedly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm gonna keep riding the train. I think the tournament's just all about stories. Izzo got his moment where like, oh, Mr. March did it again, beat the 2 seed. I think now this is like Michigan State's not that good of a team. I think this is where the wheels fall off.
I think this is the game where Walker from Michigan State makes his case for player of the tournament, basically. And I think Michigan State's going to make it to the Final Four. So I think Izzo might be done in like the next 2 years, and I can't see a situation where he doesn't reach the Final Four. And I think this team is actually really good, and their guards are a lot better than people think.
I want to say the winner of this game probably makes the Final Four, but there's something about Tennessee that makes me think.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
I'm
Don't
not
do it.
picking. I'm
Don't
just
do it.
saying like.
We don't think about Tennessee like that. We hate Tennessee over here. Okay,
No Final
it's a
Fours
legacy. It's a legacy hate.
Oh, it's because what you guys didn't beat them in a bowl game or something? What's the?
Why? I was sitting down with you.
Oh,
We
you're
talked
right.
about
You're
this
right.
guy.
That
We've
legacy
talked about
bet.
this so many times.
I forgot about that. We did. It was against Kentucky too.
Was it?
Yeah. So we live bet Tennessee one time on a game, and they just turned into the worst basketball team I've ever seen in my life. So we decided we're never going to bet on Kentucky or Tennessee.
It was
again.
like the moment that we press submit bet, they turned into
Yeah.
the school of the blind.
It was so bad.
It was horrible.
I've never seen a team perform worse. So I'm not betting on them. I'm just saying it would be funny if this is the team that everyone was like, injuries, they're terrible, they're going to lose to Charleston, and then they just make the Final Four. Like
I'm
that
actually-
makes sense because it doesn't make sense.
I'm actually going to throw $1 on them so they lose.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. Hedge against
I'll throw $1 on them so they lose.
that. I like that pick.
Yeah.
All right, next game. We'll run through these. Shout out me for picking Arkansas to beat Kansas in my bracket. I'm a genius.
It's a good pick.
Great pick by me. I have them winning this game as well. So I won't talk too much about it. Even though UConn is terrifying, they're very good.
UConn is terrifying.
What was that? What was that look for? You
Because
gave me-
I snap texted you a memory of Wyatt bet on -2.5 Arkansas last year in the tournament.
2 years. That was 2
2
years
years
ago.
ago.
It was
Wow, that
COVID.
was 2
I
years
know,
ago.
dude. We're
And
degenerates.
there was a video of him in shambles because they won by only 2 points instead of 2.5
Oh,
Missed
points.
a
God.
free throw.
Missed a free throw at the very end of the game.
It's terrible.
But
no, I'm
I
back
texted
on.
him that I was like, Arkansas is going to win this game, and he's like, UConn's scary. But
I
I'm
said
surprised that
UConn's
you said. I'm
scary.
surprised you said that Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm on the must bus. I've been a must bus guy. I'll ride that bus till it runs me into the ground. But yeah, I have in my bracket, so I'm gonna stick with that pick. I won't say too much else there. That's just a bracket pick. But UConn could legitimately win a national championship. Arkansas cannot, but UConn definitely could.
You're
What are you guys thinking?
I think this matchup is very interesting because these two like NBA teams than anybody else in this tournament. Like they get up and down the court so fast. They have so many athletes on their teams, and I think UConn a little bit better in their shooting and their athletes. I think they're going to get it done, dude. The thing with Arkansas, when you watch them play, they have maybe a top 5 roster in the nation. Like bar none. Like Nick Smith Jr., he had 0 last game against Kansas, and they still had the guys to win. UConn and Arkansas plays so dumb. They have the lowest IQ in this tournament as well. So give me Connecticut. I'm looking at the spread right now, -4.5. That might be too many points. If you got that +4.5, but I like the Huskies in this. I can't take Arkansas.
Fair enough.
fair.
I'm just anti-SEC, so I want Connecticut to win. Like, I hate them. I am jealous that they play modern basketball, unlike the Big Ten, and it makes me mad that they're having success. And I don't know. I like Musselman, but I don't want to be that guy that says that I don't like him. Like I don't want to be the only one that's against him.
You think he's Tom Crean?
he is kind of like Tom Crean. Like he's got the
Yeah.
Diet Coke vibe going. He like paces up and down the sideline. Like they're pretty. He's like a modern day Tom Crean. He just goes a little bit more over the top, takes his shirt off every time.
That
he
was
wins the game.
crazy,
That was nuts.
dude.
That was nuts.
That was
insane.
like that's
That's like the
ballsy
third
move.
time he's done that, right? Like I think he's
Yeah.
done that multiple
That
times.
was
Yeah, but he was
crazy.
just up on
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
He did-
thing. That was-
He did it once on a sling. He had his arm in a
Yeah.
sling, and somehow he got the shirt off, and it was amazing.
At some point, he tries to take his shirt off too much, where it's like, what?
It's
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you trying to do here?
Like
really?
the first time you do it, everyone's like, oh, like he's like in decent shape for like a coach. And the third time you do it, like, yeah, okay, maybe like put that.
He
thing
probably
back on.
started to hear that reaction. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm playing into this."
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
the folks want it. It's like, no, like it was cute. It was cute the first time.
Yeah,
And then it's
now
like,
yeah.
It's like the dude slugging beers at a party. Like he's like shotguns a one. And everyone's like, whoa, that was crazy. And then he does it like 7 more times. Like,
Until he's,
whoa,
blacked
dude,
out. He's just
calm down. Like, I think maybe you shouldn't do that no more.
He's gonna take off his shirt at one point. Probably just like tear his shoulder out of
Yeah.
socket. He just gets injured.
So yeah, dude, we get it. You could do that. Cool. All right. I think that game should be fun to
That's
watch.
a toss up of a game.
Yeah.
I think.
That's
I
a
think
fun
really
game.
A toss up of a game.
Who are you?
I'm riding Arkansas, but
Okay.
I really do think it's a toss up.
All right, so we're both on Arkansas, which means UConn's definitely going to win that game.
Yeah.
That's how that one goes. We touched on this a little bit. Florida Atlantic, we can talk about them. They were how long is a game? 40 minutes.
Mhm.
So they 2 rounds, 80. They were 79 minutes away from being like a fun team for people to root for. They were 79 minutes and 49 seconds away from being a fun team until they tried to like do that between the legs dunk
Yeah.
at the end
Oh.
against FDU.
I
And
love that shit. I'm gonna be honest. I hate people that are like, "Oh, you're such a like sore winner for trying
So-
to like dunk at the end of the game."
the thing is, they do that against Duke, Kentucky. Everyone loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same exact thing,
true.
same circumstances.
You're saying
That
just
everyone
because
loves
of
them.
Fairleigh?
It's just because it was Fairleigh Dickinson. Everyone's like, "Oh, our little baby, like let's let them go away quietly and not try to hurt them." And then everyone's like, "Let's slam it on their face." Like
I love that shit, and it would have been a really cool dunk. You just missed it.
I would if he made
If he
it.
made that dunk. it
I'm
would've been
I'm back in on them, but he missed it, so
Right.
I'm out. I'm gonna ride with Tennessee here, just because the storyline would be hilarious. Because no one thought they would do this, and
Yeah.
they did.
I am betting on Tennessee, so I'm taking Florida Atlantic to win.
Smart. You can see how our betting history has jaded us.
I love it.
completely.
I'm a hedge better at heart, so I do that shit all the time.
All right, last game. This might be the game of the weekend. Well, at least the Sweet 16. This is a game I'm very excited about. Gonzaga UCLA. I actually in my bracket I picked Northwestern to upset UCLA, which had legs for a little bit. I just hope it like boo boo went off, but then I remember in the Big Ten. Gonzaga UCLA. I'm leaning Gonzaga here, but I could be swayed the other way. I do have Gonzaga in my Final Four, but I could see a world where UCLA wins and maybe wins handily. How about you, Jake?
I don't think so. I think UCLA might win this game by 20. Do you have the spread up for that game?
Does anyone know the spread?
So, yeah, 1.5. You got them by
1.5.
20.
Yeah,
one.
all right, that's an exaggeration, but I definitely think they're gonna win this game handily. I don't think.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't think. Like I think UCLA's defense is still one of the best defenses probably left in the tournament, even though they have that what's his name got injured.
Jalen Clark. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think UCLA is, and their guards are so solid. I don't think that there's a way that Gonzaga actually competes because Drew Timme is number one. It's Gonzaga still. They made that one little run. How many years ago? Went to the fucking.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Number two, I hate Gonzaga with all my heart. Number three, UCLA, their guard play is just a lot better, I think. And I don't think that Drew Timme is going to be able to do a whole lot. So,
I mean, they've made multiple Final Fours. Multiple.
Well, what
Yeah.
yeah.
COVID year doesn't count.
Okay, fine. I mean, whatever
Yeah.
whatever your stance on the
What?
COVID years. This is helping me. So knowing how passionate Jake is about UCLA, I'm back in on Gonzaga. I'm hammering
That's a
Gonzaga
good
by
call.
a
Okay.
billion.
That's a good call.
I'm taking. I think Gonzaga has a very big advantage in the fact that UCLA again, their best defender is out. their best wing guard type, Julian Strother. I don't know who guards him. Jaime Jaquez is not a good defender. Tiger Campbell, their other like most experienced player, he's too small. He can't guard him. Amari Bailey is not a good. He's played well. He's not a known defender. And I also think Timmy versus Adem Bona. Timmy gets guys in foul trouble. That's just what he does. And I think Adem Bona being a freshman big, probably Timmy's going to get 2 cheap ones in like the first 3 minutes. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And the NCAA loves storylines. They love having those players stay in the tournament as long as possible. And Drew Timmy's that guy. Like Andy Katz was all over him after they won. They're like buddy.
Yeah.
And I
they're
think
like
they would
best
just
friends.
they would love to see Drew Timme just continue to play longer in the tournament. Yeah, I think whoever wins this game, honestly, is going to the Final Four. I think either one of these 2 teams, though, just because I think UConn is pretty up and down. They probably have the highest ceiling out of any of the 4 left in this region, but I just think that they're not as consistent. And Arkansas, obviously, I don't think they're definitely a level below Gonzaga and UCLA. This is definitely the best game, though, I think, in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
It's gonna be late tomorrow night, right? Yeah, it's the last game
like
tomorrow.
10. No way it
Yeah.
starts on time either. They'll
Yeah,
probably start like 10, 15, 10:30.
Those
be a
games are
delay.
on a Thursday. Like that's a late game. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
get
tough.
to bed. But yeah, I think that'll be probably the game of the of Thursday for sure, or Thursday Friday for sure. Next up, this is a game where basically someone's gonna have to convince me that Alabama is not gonna win by 30. Alabama hasn't been tested. San Diego State impressed a little bit in their who they played the second round.
Furman.
Furman.
Oh yeah, they played Furman. Yeah, no, we're fine. Alabama's gonna win by 30. For some reason, I thought they were St. Mary's, but that was UConn. Yeah, no, Bama's gonna win by 30. Are we all in cahoots there?
I haven't seen a second of San Diego State basketball, so I have no
It's
idea.
disgusting. It's
But-
gross.
It's gross. They're
not
really
basketball.
physical.
Oh,
They think they're what Tennessee is, and they're worse. At
all
it.
right. Well, that's convincing.
We're gonna be there in person.
Oh yeah, that's
wow.
right. I forgot.
Unfortunately,
For that game,
the
yeah.
games aren't as good in that region as they were supposed to be. Because, like,
Oh, and then you get Princeton, Creighton, right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this has got to be the good game. So I'm hoping that Alabama somehow doesn't win by 30.
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I don't. It's gonna be.
What's the weekend look like? Or yeah, what's that weekend look like for you guys? How what are you doing? What's like the game plan?
Because we both have class tomorrow, and so we're getting down there Friday just in time for the games. Gonna watch that, whatever, and then we're gonna have to be in the press conference for like Nate Oates and stuff. So we're
Hell
gonna
yeah.
shit because they're gonna ask 30,000 questions about what happened in Alabama. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like we're gonna be talking to all the players and stuff. It'll be cool.
Hell yeah. Can you
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
give us some scoops when you're in there? Like, you know, like
I'll try
Maybe-
my best. Yeah.
I don't know, like ask. I don't know what you could ask. What would be good for us?
I'll write it
Um,
down. I'll ask anything.
To ask who?
Oh yeah, what should we ask? Anyone like Alabama, San Diego State? Ask
Princeton.
Princeton. Yeah. You can ask the Princeton guys like how many languages do you speak or
Wow.
stuff like that. What would be a good time scoop that we can come back with? What do you want to know from those teams?
From San Diego
Creighton?
State now,
What do we know about Creighton?
nothing.
Ask if like
Uh,
McDermott's legacy is like still there, like Doug McBuckets, like they channel him. They have a statue or something like that.
By the way, just wanted to point out, just happened. Indiana basketball, the state, trying to. Shrewsbury just got hired to be Notre Dame's coach.
No
So
way.
Notre Dame.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Should we call
Breaking
Ryan
news.
right now?
Oh, I bet he's
I'm gonna call.
Happy.
So we have a friend.
He's got to
who
be
is
ecstatic.
yeah.
Notre Dame fan.
It's a really
Call
good
him right
hire.
now. He's also about to film the Battleflix Championship here in a couple hours. So let's see if he's prepped. Let's see if he answers. He's not gonna answer.
He's probably asleep.
It's 5:30. He better be on. Just
Taking
does he work remotely?
I have no idea.
I forget people have real jobs. No answer. All right, we'll see if he calls back. That's a big hire. Shout out Notre Dame.
That's a big hire.
Yeah, I think Alabama. I'll think of some questions for you guys to ask, some goofy ones. Maybe we
We
can
have
get
to
some
be
answers.
careful. I almost want to ask Nate Oates, like, what's your response to Nick Saban saying there's
Yeah.
never a wrong place, wrong time?
That's going to
scenario?
come up for sure.
Like somebody's
We're
going to
hear
ask
about
that. I hope
Oh.
at least.
We're going to call Ryan.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the new coach? You're live on the bum.
What coach?
You just got a head coach, Notre Dame.
I didn't even see that.
Oh, we're just breaking the news. You got Shrewsbury or whatever his name is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, look, I'm wearing Notre Dame hoodie.
there you go. Initial thoughts.
I like it. The Penn State can stroke it from 3, so I mean, Notre Dame's got a bunch of shooters, so I think that goes pretty well.
Fair enough. All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right. Thanks for your thoughts. We'll see you.
Mike Brey got turned down by USF, so that's a sign, I think.
Mike Bray got turned down. Damn,
Yeah, he interviewed and he didn't get the job.
tough for him.
That's tough.
All right. Well, hey, study up. Battleflix Championship coming soon.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm wearing a suit and a tie.
Amazing. All right. Well, we'll see you in a few then.
All right.
Peace.
Buddy.
All right. Very melodramatic answer there. But that's Ryan for you. Yeah, everyone tuned in the Battleflix Championship. The next semifinal matchup, you don't know who they're gonna play yet. Comes up. Jake's actually in the semifinals. He's not gonna spoil anything. But that semifinal airs in about an hour and a half. So make sure you guys watch that. All right, next game. Hopefully Alabama blows them out. I think most people have them advancing there. Interesting game here. I'm heavily rooting for Miami just
Heavily.
for my Longhorns.
Heavily.
Heavily rooting for Miami here.
Better look
'Cause
for IU.
The only one standing in the path of the Longhorns in a Final Four is Houston, I believe. So I need Miami to pull it off here. They got good guard play, which in March can win you games. I don't know if it can win them this game. I hope it does. Coach Grandpa out there is getting the guys rallied up, and we'll see what can happen. But Houston looks good. Granted, they had a terrible first half against Auburn, but that second half was one of the best halves of basketball you could have. So I don't know. I'm heavily rooting for Miami here, but we'll see. What do you guys think?
I'm right
I picked
there.
Houston to win it, and
wow.
I'm still riding with them.
Fair
No
enough.
chance.
And he has
No
guards.
chance. I think Miami
Houston
can
has
do
better
this.
guards.
I think Miami could do this just because
go.
it is strength on strength. I think Houston has not been playing good basketball for the past probably 2.5, 3 weeks. You go back to their conference tournament, they lose to Memphis. And then in their first 2 games, I mean, they struggled with Northern Kentucky for like
Mhm.
25 of the 40 minutes. And then obviously against Auburn makes 70% of their free throws instead of like 40%. I mean, Auburn wins that game. I know Houston kind of put them away, but Miami's not a team that they're going to be able to do that with. They're not going to be able to just mess around for 3/4 of the game. They're okay, let's turn it on and we'll win. Houston does have very good guards. Sasser's still, I don't even know if he's 100%. He's got that leg injury. I think Miami can do this.
I love it. I love that talk. Jake, what do
I
you think?
think-
Also, shout out to Lizzie for shouting out the new setup. We appreciate that. It means a lot. It's gonna look better. This is day one. This is a trial run, and we appreciate the boys being here. But I am falling in love with this setup.
It's great.
So
I do like
I appreciate that, Lizzie. But what do you think, Jake?
Who is that big guy for Miami?
Like Amir?
I mean,
Yeah.
he
Name guy.
I mean, he was basically the reason I thought that. I mean, Isaiah Wong went off, obviously, but he had like literally. I think I literally watched like 12 possessions in a row where he had an offensive rebound.
He big boy Tris.
He
big boyed him.
He big bodied.
Couldn't believe it.
Like they were getting every offensive rebound that they possibly could, and it was insane to watch. So I think if he's able to put on that kind of performance against Houston, I think that they could do that.
Yeah, but I mean, in Trace's defense, it's not like it was potentially his last game in college basketball, so he
That's
didn't
fine.
have much to play for. You know, I don't blame him
man.
for not trying his hardest and like getting
Wild.
boards and stuff. Like, I mean, it's
I've never
fine.
seen a team get out rebounded like that in the second half. that was like offensive rebounds. That was
That's supposed to be the Big Ten's thing. Like they play like big boy ball and
Yeah,
like bully
I
ball and
didn't
get
understand what I was
rebounds and
watching.
miss threes. Like that's their thing.
It only works when the other team isn't like way more athletic than you. Like
Which
Miami
is
was
the
just like,
entire country, basically.
yeah, Miami was just like, we have more athletes than you. Like that's all. We're just going to use that to our advantage. It was impaired. Like Race, love Race, whatever. Great player at IU. I mean, he just had no chance. No
was
chance.
horrible. He was horrible that game.
Yeah.
It is there was this Clark Kellogg. That's his name, right? The guy in CBS.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just gave me a blank stare, like you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
I do now.
Yeah, the bald kid.
Yeah.
But he had this segment who was talking about like rebounding, about how Sheboy rebounds, and he was like, blocking out overrated. All this being good position overrated. It's all about like jumping higher. I was like, basically, like if you're a better athlete, you're gonna rebound more. Which I'm like, you're right. But all the kids at home watching, all like the 5th grade basketball coaches walking or watching that are like, what
Punching
the fuck
balls.
are you saying, dude? Like, no.
Oh, they're cringing at that. Yeah.
Like we need our kids to block out. Like, oh, but yeah, that was weird. But yeah, they just got out. They got big bodied there. So I'm rooting for Miami. I hope they can figure it out.
Yeah.
This game.
Oh
I don't
God.
even want to talk about it.
So yeah, let's limit ourselves to 4 words here. I'll go first. I don't care, Creighton. Those are my 4
Okay.
words. Anyone? Any takers on the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are his words.
That's one of my words.
Okay. You guys have any more words? I guess you can use some of his words. So you have 3. So one of you can add on a couple.
Blowout, boring. Creighton wins.
There we go. Like that.
Jays by a million.
Yep.
There we go. Next
Yeah,
game. No one
alright.
cares. And now Princeton's gonna win.
Princeton
Yeah,
probably
we're
win,
yeah,
that's right.
we're done now. Yeah.
This is
Um,
actually probably the best game.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
think
This
this is-
horns by 50,
This
dude.
is seriously going to be. I actually only watched like a half of Xavier's last game, but they looked a lot better than what I expected them to be.
The only way they stay in it is if Kunkel hits like 5 or 6 from 3.
Okay, but I don't know. I think this is what's the spread on this game? Do you know, guys?
4.5.
4.5.
I
Yeah,
would
there you
take.
go.
I'm gonna take Xavier on to cover that
Stop,
spread,
dude. Stop.
Which probably means
Which is
Texas
actually
gonna
no
win by
good. Yeah,
20,
take that pick. Take that pick.
But that's
Your boy Dessou's in trouble. I mean,
no,
yeah.
dude.
Sam and I's hometown guy, Jack Nungy, he's gonna
Stop.
give him the work.
No, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be in a spin cycle. They're not gonna. He can't hang with him. Dessou's the best big left in this tournament. That's a fact.
Oh,
Oh,
Wyatt,
fact.
you don't believe that.
That's a give me someone. The UConn's dude.
Sanogo.
Yeah. Nope. Circle. Who else? Give me someone else. Name a better big in
Drew
this
Timme?
tournament. No,
Drew
dude.
Timme, probably.
Timmy's gonna give his little up and under. No, Dessou with his length. Dessou is longer than his arms are longer than Timmy. He's just gonna block everything. He's the best big left in the tournament.
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
I think Jack. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting matchup because
Yeah.
Dessou has been able to dominate because he's been bigger than. He's not bigger than Jack Nungy.
Okay,
Jack's
then
huge,
fine.
like
Then
7
fine.
foot.
Well, but he'll do his little floater is beautiful, and then we'll just pass out
Yeah.
to Marcus Gar, and Serge Ibari is just gonna dunk over everyone with his long ass arms. It's
No,
awesome.
Serge
Luckily-
Ibari is good. I'm on Texas. I'm not. Don't
Thank
think
you.
I'm on Xavier. I'm just saying.
I am too.
That's a bad
Yes.
matchup.
I'm just like fighting everyone. I'm like, oh wait, they're all on my side. Perfect, thank you.
Xavier
Um,
plays 0 defense, so as
Yeah.
long as Texas doesn't shoot
Yeah,
like
it's bad.
25%, then they should be all right.
We play great defense. Rodney Terry gets the boys fired up. Coach T, as I call him, and we're on a name like a nickname basis. But yeah, no, the Coach T gets them fired up. We'll be ready to go. The only way this game is close is if we come in slow and like overlook them and start looking ahead to Houston, because Houston, the game happens before this. So that's the only issue. But I don't think we will, because this team's special.
Connor, tell
My
him
guys are
the-
fired up.
Tell him the Rodney Terry comparison.
Oh, yeah.
that you made. On
You guys-
the podcast.
Have you guys watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
He has. I haven't.
Like, he is Gustavo Fring.
He is.
Like,
Yeah,
Like,
no,
he looks just
looks
like him.
exactly like him.
Oh, is that the
It's
Esposito?
the Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He does. Yeah, he
Looks
has
just like he's got the glasses, he's got
glasses.
the look
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, he does.
There's this video of him. I took a picture. There's like this clip of him staring at the court when Penn State was like destroying. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who they played in the first. A&M. Funk hit like 8 threes, and he's just staring at them, and like everyone's going crazy around him, and it was like, oh my god, that's the scary look, like stone cold killer. Like I was like, that's him, and now I like rooting for him. I want him to win now.
Hell yeah. No, dude, he's the man. I see that the camera's about to die, but we have more time than you think. It's just going to be annoying for everyone watching. Yeah, dude, there's a clip of him they posted. Just grab it, Jake. Grab it. There's a clip they posted, and he was just screaming at the guys in the huddle. And he was like, "This is what we came for." And I got chills, dude. I was like tearing up, dude. It was awesome. I'm gonna find
Tearing
it.
up for your fake.
Yeah, I'm
for
tearing
your
up for my
fake
fake fandom, which is gonna be a very real fandom.
if they
Really,
win it.
really soon here. Let me see if I can find it. I put it on my story, I think.
Does this last?
Dude, it just got me fired up. Where is it?
Damn,
Is
I
it-
wonder if I should take Princeton's cover now. Holy hell,
Where did that clip go?
that's funny.
That spread's like what, 7? Is it like 7
Is
points?
it
I
only,
think?
it's only 7 points?
It's 9.5.
Is it 9.5 now?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more.
I don't know. I can't find it. But it was
That's not bad.
it was awesome. It made me so happy.
That's not as much as I thought it would be.
What is
No,
Princeton?
it's-
9.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Who cares about that game? No one. All right. Last thing. Every show we end with our bright sides. Basically, this is just a way because we get a lot of not anger out, but we let emotions out on this show. You know, sometimes we rant about stuff that get us passionate. So we want to end on a positive note. We want something that you're looking forward to, something that you're excited about in the near future. Which this can cover, I guess, for all of you guys the rest of the weekend. What are you looking forward to? For me, it'll just be tonight because I'll do a show tomorrow. Anyone want to go first? Do you want me to start us off?
Go ahead, man.
All right. My bright side is tonight. I've already mentioned this is the final recording for Battleflix Season 1. We have the championship. We have a mystery team that will be airing tonight in an hour, and the number 1 seed, Mr. and Mr. Unlimited. A lot of work has gone into this tournament. I'm sick and tired of sitting in the editing room, which is right there, doing these matches, which I love it. It's one of my favorite shows we do, but it's just a lot of effort and a lot of quick turnarounds. Like we filmed this episode last night and it's already up for today. And I'm sick and tired of it. So tonight's the last one. And I'm very excited to crown a champion. It's going to be electric. I have no idea what team's going to win. I think it's going to be a great match. We have a great list of questions prepped. We've been writing a lot of questions, but it feels like we're at the end of a tournament. We're like, all right, I can breathe a little bit. All right,
Yeah.
championship. But I'm very excited to crown a winner tonight. So that's my bright side.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to watching basketball for the next 2 days. I've been missing it. I always forget after the first 2 rounds that there's like the little 3-4 day time period off, and I just get depressed again. So yeah, I'm just ready for basketball again. Just ready to watch basketball.
Hell yeah. How about you guys? Sam, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll start us off. I might take Connors though if I do it, because
That's fine.
mine
Go
is-
ahead.
We're both going to Louisville this weekend for the 16 Elite 8. We've been looking forward to this for a while. Although the matchups aren't the great, really excited to get in there and do a lot of that because that'll be a lot of fun. So watching 3 March Madness games, can't beat it.
Oh yeah.
That probably was going to be mine, but I'll do the lame Indiana Hoosier hope traffic talk. And I kept seeing today they've like reached out to like the top 2 transfer guards already. Coach Woodson's getting on the trail. Hopefully he can bring some guys in. That's my bright side. Glad that he's doing that. Glad he realizes that, hey, we just got punked by a team that shouldn't have beat us, but they just had better guards than us. So glad he realized that.
Hell yeah. All right. Last thing. Who's winning the national championship? Or no, let's just do Final Four. Name them all real quick.
Oh God. I'm gonna go. I am gonna go Texas, and then I'm gonna go Creighton,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go Michigan State, and then who's that last?
UCLA, Gonzaga.
UCLA.
Okay. I'm going to go Bama. I'm going to go Kansas State. I'm going to go Texas. And then I'm going to go Gonzaga.
Okay, I'm gonna go Alabama, and then give me Michigan
I
pick,
believe that was Michigan State.
and give me UConn my fourth.
Who would say
Who was your third?
who was the third one you said?
Houston.
Cut out.
Houston.
Okay.
Houston.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Of
course.
Texas. Horns up. Bad pick.
Oh, geez. Give me Bama. Tennessee. I'll be the only one to I'll
Okay.
take them. Gonzaga, and then sorry, I got to do it. Give me Xavier. I think Xavier's going to do it.
Ooh.
I'll be different. I'm going to say Xavier's going to do it. Your fun ride is going to end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Face.
They've doubted us this whole year. They've doubted
This is good
they've
for you.
doubted us
This is
my
good for you.
whole life. My whole life. They've doubted me and my Longhorns. And this is the weekend we prove them wrong. My entire 23 years of existence, they've doubted me and my Longhorns. And this is the time we prove them wrong, prove all the haters wrong. We make the Final Four and we cut down the nets in Houston. It's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. Thank you guys for coming on today. Thanks for enjoying our time on the bum. Thanks for being our trial run for all this whole new setup. Appreciate it a lot. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what you guys do this weekend when you guys are covering those games down there. It's going to be sweet.
Thanks for having us, man.
Necessary to come on. Yeah.
Let's see if I can end this right. Let's see. Bye, guys. Love you.
See you guys.